Dear student, today I will discuss a new chapter that is coordination chemistry. Coordination chemistry. Coordination chemistry is the branch of chemistry which generally deals with the study of preparation, properties and structure of coordination compound. That means by the help of this chemistry we can able to study about the preparation, properties and structure of coordination compound. What is the meaning of coordination compound? The compound which when dissolved in water or any other solvent retain their identity, then that type of compound are called coordination compound. Next I will discuss about salt. What is salt? Salts are the compound which are formed by the replacement of one or more hydrogen from acid by the help of metal of the base in a neutralization reaction are called salt. Next I will discuss about the classification of salt. Salts are classified into three types. One is your simple salt, second is your double salt, third is your complex salt. What is the meaning of simple salt? Simple salt are the salt which are formed in the neutralization reaction between an acid and a base. Simple salt again classified into three types. One is your acidic salt, second is your basic salt, third is your neutral salt. The salt whose aqueous solution having pH less than 7, that type of salt are called acidic salt. The example of acidic salt are KHSO4, NaH2PO4, NH4Cl, CuSO4. These are the example of acidic salt. That means the pH of the salt solution must be less than 7. Like that, the aqueous solution of salt whose pH more than 7, that type of salt are called basic salt. Examples of basic salt are MgOH, Cl, CaOH, Cl, CH3, CONa, Na2, CO3. These are the examples of basic salt. Then I will discuss about the neutral salt, the salt whose aqueous solution having pH equal to 7, then that type of salt are called neutral salt. Example of neutral salt are NaCl, KCl, KNO3, NaNO3, etc. These are the example of neutral salt. These are the example of basic salt. These are the example of acidic salt. Next I will discuss about the double salt. The salt which are formed by two simple salt in equimolar proportion are called double salt. Example of double salt are potash alum having formula K2 K2SO4, another is your Al2SO4 thrice. The second example is your Mohr salt. The Mohr salt having formula FeSO4 NH4 twice SO4 dot 6H2O. The Mohr salt is made by two simple salt. One is your FeSO4, another is your ammonium sulfate. The third example is your carnallite having formula MgCl2.KCl.6H2O. These are the example of double salt. Next I will discuss about the complex salt. Complex salt are the coordination compound in which the central metal ion or atom is surrounded by ionic species or molecule or atom through coordinate bond. Example of complex salt are K4 FeCN6. Another example is your K4 PtCl4, etc. These are the example of complex salt. Next I will discuss about the difference between double salt and complex salt. What is the difference between double salt and complex salt? Suppose I will take an example of double salt. K2SO4 Al2SO4 thrice dot 24H2. This is your double salt. On the other hand, I will take another example for complex salt. K4 FeCN6. This is a complex salt. Look at that. The double salt is made by two simple salt in equimolar proportion. Look at that. The complex salt is a coordination compound in which the central metal atom or ion is surrounded by ion or molecule or atom through coordinate bond. So first point is your double salt is made by two simple salt in equimolar proportion. On the other hand, the complex salt is a coordination compound which made by central metal atom or ion, and that central metal atom or ion surrounded by ion or atom or molecule that is called ligand, and that atom or ion or molecule that is called ligand must be attached to the central metal atom through coordinate bond. If you think about the dissociation of double salt, then double salt undergoes complete dissociation. On the other hand, complex salt do not undergoes complete dissociation. That means when K2SO4 Al2SO4 thrice dot 24 metal undergoes dissociation, it gives 2K plus SO4 2 minus 2Al 3 plus 3SO4 2 minus. But if you think about the dissociation of complex salt, then it gives 4K plus FeCN6 4 minus. This is your complex ion, this is your simple ion. The second point is your double salt undergoes completely dissociation. As a result, double salt do not retain their identity. On the other hand, complex salt do not undergoes complete dissociation. Thus, the complex salt retain their identity. The third point is your double salt when added with water, it gives a simple ion. But on the other hand, when complex salt added in water, then it does not give the simple ion all. That means look at that. In this case, it gives a complex ion. all the ions are not simple in case of complex salt. Fourth point is double salt is easily analyzed by determining the ions present in the aqueous solution of double salt. On the other hand, complex salt cannot be analyzed easily by determining the ions present in the aqueous solution of complex salt. These are the difference between double salt and complex salt. Next I will discuss some important points related to the coordination compound. Suppose I will take a coordination compound K4 FeCN6. This is a coordination compound. This part is said to be counter ion and this part is said to be coordination entity. This is said to be central metal atom or ion. This is said to be ligand. Here the 6 is said to be coordination number. Cn means coordination number, and this bracket is considered as coordination sphere. The central metal atom is called acceptor. The Cn is called your ligand. It is also called donor. When this coordination compound undergoes dissociation, that it gives a 4K plus FeCN6 4 minus. This is your simple ion. This is your said to be complex ion. At first, I will discuss about what is a complex ion. This is an electrical charge species which is formed by the union of central metal atom or ion with the ligand. The ligand may be an atom or ion or molecule. The ligand must linked with the central metal atom or ion through coordinate bond. Next is your central metal ion. Central metal ion is that ion to which all the ion or molecule or atom are attached through coordinate bond. In this case, iron is the central atom. Look at that. The ligand Cn are attached to the central metal atom through coordinate bond. Next is your ligand. Ligand is an atom or ion or molecule, but it must have a capable to donate at least one pair of lone pair to the central metal atom or ion. Next is your coordination sphere. This square bracket is called coordination sphere. In this coordination sphere, the central metal atom and the ligand is enclosed. Next is your donor atom. The ligand is called donor atom or coordinating group because it donates the lone pair to the central metal atom. Next is your acceptor. The central metal atom or ion is called acceptor because it accepts the lone pair from the ligand. Next is your coordination number. The number of coordinating bond between central metal atom and the ligand are called coordination number. Next is your counter ion and coordination entity. The ions present outside the coordination sphere is called counter ion, and the species present in the coordination sphere are called coordination entity. These are the main important points, so it is highly necessary to remember and also identify the terms, and also it is very important to understand about the term in a coordination compound. Next I will discuss about the types of complex salt. Complex salt are classified into three types. One is cationic complex, second is anionic complex, third is neutral complex. Suppose I will take an example, CONH3 4SO4. This is an example of cationic complex. Suppose I will take an example for anionic complex, K4FeCN6. This is an example for anionic complex. Suppose I will take an example for neutral complex, NiCO4. This is an example of neutral complex. This is an example of anionic complex. This is an example of cationic complex. If I will think about this compound, then this part is said to be coordination entity, and this part is said to be counter ion. We know that this is your sulfate ion, that means it having charge 2 minus. As a result, this coordination sphere having 2 plus ion. That means on the coordination sphere a positive ion is present, that is your said to be cationic part, and this is your also considered as the coordination entity. That means in this type of compound, the coordination entity part is your positive and the counter ion part is your negative. From this example, it is clear that the complex in which the coordination entity part is your positive and the counter ion part is your negative, then that type of complex is called cationic complex. If you think about this compound, this is your said to be counter ion, this is your said to be coordination entity. This is your metal ions, that means it having totally plus 4 charge, because potassium having plus 1 charge. There are 4 potassium, that means you think about 4 plus charge. On the other hand, this is your 4 minus, that means this part having 4 minus charge, this part having 4 plus charge. This is your said to be coordination entity, and it having negative part, and this is your counter ion having positive part. From this example, it is clear that anionic complex is that complex in which the coordination entity part having negative and the counter ion part having positive. But if you think about the neutral complex, this is your an example of neutral complex. If you add this type of complex compound, then it exists in the molecular state, it do not gives the ions. It having 0 charge on the coordination sphere, it do not have counter ion part, it only have coordination entity part. From this example, it is clear that the complex which exists in molecular state even in the water, that is called neutral complex. Next I will discuss about the types of ligand. Ligand are classified in different way. First classification is your basing upon the number of donor atom. Basing upon the number of donor atom, ligand are classified into 2 types. One is monodentate ligand, that is also called unidentate Second is polydentate ligand. First is monodentate ligand. The ligand which having one donor atom is called monodentate ligand. For example, NH3. This is said to be a monodentate ligand because it has one donor atom, that is nitrogen. Similarly, CO. This is also a monodentate ligand because it has one donor atom, that is oxygen. Next is polydentate ligand. The ligand which having two or more donor atom is called polydentate ligand. Polydentate ligand can be classified into different types. One is bidentate ligand. Second is tridentate ligand. Third is tetradentate ligand. Fourth is pentadentate ligand. Bidentate ligand means the ligand having two donor atoms. Tridentate ligand means the ligand having three donor atoms. Like that, you can also think about the tetradentate ligand, pentadentate ligand. Now I will discuss about the bidentate ligand. The ligand which having two donor atoms are called bidentate ligand. Bidentate ligand also classified into two types. One is symmetrical bidentate ligand. Second is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. Symmetrical bidentate ligand means the two donor atoms are same. On the other hand, if you think about the unsymmetrical bidentate ligand, then the two donor atoms present in this type of ligand are different. Take an example: H2 and CH2 NH2. Take an example for unsymmetrical bidentate ligand: H2N bond CH2 bond C double bond O bond O minus. This is said to be symmetrical bidentate ligand. This is said to be unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. Look at this example. Here the donor atom is nitrogen. That means the two donor atom is same. So it is said to be a symmetrical bidentate ligand. Look at this example. Here the donor atom is nitrogen. Another is your oxygen. That means the two donor atoms are not same. In case of symmetrical bidentate ligand, the two donor atoms are same. But in case of unsymmetrical bidentate ligand, the two donor atoms are different. Next I will explain about the tridentate ligand. The tridentate ligand means having three donor atoms. Take an example of tridentate ligand: CH2 NH2 bond CH NH2 bond CH2 NH2. This is an example of tridentate ligand. Here the three donor atoms are these. Here nitrogen, here also nitrogen, here also nitrogen are the three donor atoms. Next is tetradentate ligand. In tetradentate ligand, four donor atoms are present. The example of tetradentate ligand are triethylene, diamine. Another example is nitroleo triacetate ion. Next is pentadentate ligand. In pentadentate ligand, five donor atoms are present. Example is EDTA. EDTA means ethylene diamine triacetate. You can also think about the peptide ligand like this. These are the classification of ligand depending upon the donor atom. Second classification is your depending upon charge. Depending upon charge, ligands are classified into three types. One is your negative ligand, second is your positive ligand, third is your neutral ligand. If a negative species act as a ligand, then that is called negative ligand. Example is your Cl minus, F minus, etc. If you think about the positive ligand, if a positive species act as a ligand, that is called positive ligand. Example is your NO plus, Cl plus, NO2 plus, etc. These are the example of positive ligand. Like that, you can think about the neutral ligand. If a neutral species act as a neutral ligand, that is called neutral ligand. Example is your H2O, NH3, CO, etc. are the example of neutral ligand. These are the classification of ligand depending upon the charge. Next, I will discuss some other important ligand. First is your chelating ligand. Chelating ligand is a polydentate ligand. That means it having two or more donor atom. Chelating ligand is a polydentate ligand whose structure permits to coordinate the central metal ion or atom through two or more donor atom to form a ring-like structure that is called chelating ligand. The complex formed by the help of chelating ligand are called chelate, and the process is called chelation. Look at that. This is an example of chelate. Here copper is the central metal atom. This is a bidentate ligand. It acts here a chelating ligand. The structure of this polydentate ligand permit to coordinate the central metal atom through two donor atom here. The chelating ligand can coordinate the central metal atom through two or more donor atom, but it form a ring-like structure. This is your ring-like structure. You can also take another ligand, and you can also coordinate to the central metal atom through two donor atom. This is your said to be a chelate complex, and the process is called chelation. And here this is your said to be an chelating ligand. Suppose I will take another example. Here the central atom is your copper. Here the ligand is your NH3. NH3 is not a polydentate ligand, it is a monodentate ligand. This is not said to be a chelating complex, it is said to be a non-chelate complex. Because there is no formation of ring-like structure. Next is your ambidentate ligand. This is your said to be a polydentate ligand. That means it having two or more donor atom. Among these donor atom, only one donor atom can coordinate to one metal ion to form one coordinate linkage at a given time. For example, Cn and C. Look at that. If I will bond a coordinate bond with the metal like this, Then here the carbon donor atom coordinate to the metal ion, that is your central metal ion. But here two donor atom is present, one is your carbon, another is your nitrogen. At a given time, this ligand donate the lone pair from the carbon atom and form a coordinate bond with the metal ion. If you think about this, here also two donor atom, but if I will write like this, that means in this case the nitrogen donor atom attached to the central metal atom through coordinate bond. In this case carbon attached to the central metal atom, but in this case nitrogen attached to the central metal atom. So these two are said to be unbeaten ligand. Like that you can also take another example, M coordinate bond SCN, another is your M coordinate bond NCS. Next is your bridging ligand. It is a ligand which having two or more lone pair of electron and simultaneously coordinate with the metal ions or atoms and acts a bridge between them. Suppose I will take a ligand that is your OH. Here the ligand OH having one donor atom, that is your oxygen, and the donor atom oxygen having two lone pair. As a result, it can coordinate with the two central metal atom or ion. Remember, the two central metal atom or ion may be same or different. Suppose I will coordinate the oxygen atom with the central metal atom chromium, another is also chromium. Here also ligands present, that is NH3. Here also ligand present, NH3. This atom form a bridge between these two central metal atoms. This is an example of bridging complex in which the bridging ligand is present. You can also think about the another example. Here two bridging ligands are present. One is your OH, another is your NH2. This is your second example. This is all about your bridging ligand and its example. Next I will explain about the flexible ligand. This is a polydentate ligand, but remember all the donor atom do not coordinate with the central metal atom. So I can write the flexible ligand are the polydentate ligand that do not use all its donor atom to get coordinate to the metal ion. Now I will take a flexible ligand CH2 bond CH2 bond N bond CH2 bond CH2 bond C double bond O bond O minus bond CH2 bond CH2 bond C double bond O bond O minus bond N bond CH2 bond CH2 bond C double bond O bond O minus bond CH2 bond CH2 bond C double bond O minus. Here the central metal atom or ion is present here. It can form the coordination bond like this. These are the different coordinate bond found with the different donor atom. If a bond is found between nitrogen and the central metal atom, then the metal come to the nitrogen atom. If a bond is found between this donor atom and the central metal atom, then the metal atom nearer to the O minus ion. Like that, you can also think about the central metal atom and this donor atom. If a coordinate bond is found between these two species, then the metal atom nearer to the O minus ion. That means the metal ion is flexible, so you can think about the flexible ligand. That is all about the different types of ligand.